Okay, this is from J Fabian on Twitter. Do we anticipate a large or small recruiting class for football? And I think this is an interesting question because
Yeah.
in today's age, Gerald James mentioned it. If you ball out here, you can play anywhere. In today's day and age, especially at the group of 5 level, especially at JMU's level, where you've been a top G5 team these last few years, you in theory can bring in a lot of transfer portal talent. Do you build up a large recruiting class like you did maybe 5 years ago? Or do you hold back your recruiting class a little bit, let them go to like maybe the power fives or maybe even low level go FCS, and you keep some scholarships open to recruit some guys who may be fallen from the P5 ranks?
Yeah, they're gonna have a lot of options. They've got, like, I would say probably at least 15, and it's probably higher than that. Um, I would have to go through and double check on some of the seniors, but they would have I think they have, like, at least 15 guys graduating, like, that just won't have eligibility anymore. So you've got those guys that are definitely leaving. You have to imagine some players would transfer, even if they're, like, guys who aren't playing and want more playing time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, you could do a lot of it with certainly you could try to fill in and go with like 20 high school guys. I feel like they'll probably be in like the 10 or 15 range and then 10 or 15 with portal with the assumption that Chesney's obviously building with the belief in his mind that he's staying.
Yeah.
Obviously, if Chesney has like an incredible year, takes him to the playoff, takes a Power 5 job, it's going to be the same cycle as before where they're going to bring in like 30 transfers. But I think the way Chesney will build it would probably be I think he'll focus pretty hard on high school, with then also leaving the ability to add like starting potential replacements via the portal would be my guess.
I like that. I think that's a good approach.
I'm a portal sucker though, you know me. So if it was me,
I
I'd just be a portal boy. But
you are a big time portal boy.
well, let me throw a question back at you.
Okay, portal boy.
We don't believe Chesney. We think Chesney's so good that he could be gone very quickly, right?
Yes, 100%.
Do you think he considers that then and goes with a smaller high school class with the assumption that if he does stay one more year, he's going to try to win 12 games with a portal heavy class?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but
I
I
think
guess.
coaches are insane humans and football players. Anyone involved in the sport of football, even media people, you got to be a little sick in the head. You're giving up your Saturdays, you're giving up your whatever. But what I'm getting at is he doesn't think he's probably good enough to go to a P5 job in a year. Like he's probably like, I'm going to be here for the rest of my career. Like when coaches say that, like when Kurt Signetti said that and we crucified him because he left for Indiana 2 months later, he meant it. Coaches don't think that they can go and move on most of the time. They're egomaniacs, but I don't think they're sitting there like, okay, I think Penn State's going to open up this year and I'm a shoe-in for that job in October. I think in
Yeah, I don't
October,
think they do
November,
that either. Yeah.
they are very much in the moment. So I think as he's building out the roster, I think he has a legitimate 5-year plan in his head that he thinks he's going to be here for 5 years.
The other, like the cynic in me, he could also just take them. Like if you
That
bring
too,
in,
like Kurt
yeah,
Signetti did.
yeah. So you might as well recruit really good high school kids that you like because if you leave, you'd still take half for
So
all of them.
so while we're still on football here, Vegas has their win total this year set at 8.5.
Yeah.
If JMU hits 8 or 9, so they're hovering right around that number that Las Vegas has set, do you think Bob Chesney is back next year?
I think it would depend on openings and like what options he has. But if he goes out and they go 9-3 and finish second in the East to App State and win a bowl game and go 10-3, based on what he's also done at the FCS level, I still think he's a hot candidate for Power 5 jobs. And the
Even if
fact that
all Northeast seats are filled, because Boston College probably is going to be filled for at least another 1 to
I
2
still
years.
think
Syracuse
people,
is going to be filled for another 1 to 2 years. What Northeastern job is opening in the next 24 months?
I don't know that he necessarily needs to take a Northeast job.
Okay.
I
All right, fair.
He's also like a lunatic in the best way, right? Like every recruit we talk to is like, yeah, what did Kai say? I like him. Like I don't know what, like I just like him. I feel like everybody who talks about Chesney's like, yes, that I like that. Like his ability to sell an AD, I think, is so easy because he's just like he's so positive.
Yeah, but he also probably could have left Holy Cross much sooner than when he did. And he
That's a
stuck
good point.
around.
I think
Assumption College, he could have left, but sorry, I keep interrupting you, but I got these takes bubbling up that we've been sitting on these for like 3 weeks. He stayed at Assumption College probably longer because he waits for the opportunity that is best. So do you think he takes that Indiana job?
he might not. He might wait for like the opportunity that he really, really likes. So
Like when
I
Ryan
get
Day
that.
fired in a year and he can
I
take
think,
Ohio State.
but they might go for a bigger name.
I'm kidding.
But he'd be sick though. I think the thing that fascinates me with him is that he did take a while to leave the Northeast, but he did. And that's what I wonder if this is the move that he's like, all right, I'm going. Like I'm
But
all the F in on just being a superstar.
did he leave the area that he knows? He said it in his opening press conference. Like he grew up not in the area, but he grew up along 81 within like a 2-hour radius of JMU, coached early on in his career at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore. Like this region of America isn't this unknown to him. So if he went to Florida and decided I'm going to go coach at FIU with the Florida International Panthers, then I see what you're saying. But it feels almost as if this was another calculated step where, okay, I know the lay of the land there a little bit.
It'll depend on openings for sure. And I do think JMU is a very appetite. Like it would not stun me if he stayed like 3 years, just had 3 great seasons, and then took a very enticing Power 5 job. I also wouldn't be shocked if they go undefeated. I think he's that good a coach. They go undefeated, make the college football playoff, and some legit Power 5 is like, I need you. And he goes, cool, sure.
Yeah, I do think over under 8.5 wins.
I don't think there's any.
Don't get Reese Davis here.
There's no way they go under. Like, there's just no way they go under. And they could, but if they go under, it's 7 or 8. Like they're not winning like 4 games.
I agree with that.
I think the floor is like 8.
That's it though. That the floor is 8, but the floor that November's tough, man.
I guess so. Georgia State at ODU at App State versus Marshall. I just think that they're
also Marshall might not be actually that bad because they just lost their QB to retirement.
We'll see how good Marshall really is. We'll see how Georgia State might be a dumpster fire. ODU has been competitive, and I just think the other part that's fascinating about this is like none of the road games are that far. So like Charlotte's going to have a lot of JMU fans.
Charlotte will probably actually, they're doing a lot of really creative marketing strategies where like buy a ticket to the JMU game, like get 3 free tickets.
But they'll feel you, you know?
Oh, I see. I had no idea what you meant by they.
Like they're like, even if it's not like mostly purple, like they're gonna notice their fans there. I think the same, maybe not so much at UNC, but ULM sucks, so that crowd doesn't matter. Georgia Southern's a weird place to play, so I get that one. But they have a mini bye. And then ODU fans, we'll see if they're good, but if they're not good, that's mostly purple. And then they play at App State, which is very hard. But even if you lose that game, what are you, 11-1, 10-2, even 9-3, plus a bowl and go with a bowl included? Like if they don't, I know that's not included in the win total for Vegas, but God, I don't know. If they don't win 8+ games, I think fans are going to be really disappointed based on the schedule and the roster.
Great points. Football wrapped up right there.